Previous interview with you where you described your sound as roots music played in a junkyard. Is that a sound? Is that a sound you had in mind when you began making music, or was that something?
No, I thought I didn't. I thought what you hear in your head and what really is going on are two different things. So when I started, I really didn't understand that what my voice was about. I thought I actually had a good voice, and I did before my voice changed. When my voice changed, I had a really, rough voice, and I didn't understand what had happened to me, and so I thought I was going to be, a real singer. And it dawned on me later that people just couldn't understand my voice. It took a long time for my voice to be accepted, and as I get older, it gets lower, so it gets more accepted. But when I was singing High Lonesome in my 20s, man, it was not a pretty picture.
You were very early to get involved in the internet to promote your music. Did you have a concept at the time what a valuable tool that would eventually become?
No, you know what happened? I was at a concert and a guy said to me, "Hey, I want to build you this thing. It's called a website. It's on the computer." And I said, "Okay." I said, "How much does it cost?" He said, "It's free." I said, "Okay." And it was such a great thing, and I just let it happen by chance. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And so I was really early. I think I had a website in 94 or 5, which that's like a pioneer in those days, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or it might have been 96, but it was 95 for sure. It was just like unheard of, and so we really were way ahead of the thing, and really even then I didn't take full advantage of it until later on, but it's been a great thing for us.
Another early promotion you did was your little box set of cassettes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was broke. I had just lost a business that I've been doing, and I had no money, and I had a little wee bit of money, and I had $800. That's what I had. And so I went into a studio, or I went into a hall with my two other bandmates, and set up 2 microphones, and we recorded 28 songs. And I made these boxes in my garage, 25 boxes, but could record the cassettes myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put them in there. Photocopied, a 30-page booklet of my kids and my cows and my tractors and stuff, and put the words to the songs, and sold 25. That was $625. Made some more, and eventually, in that session, I sold like $85,000 worth of boxes.
When you were starting out, was there a thriving roots music scene in Canada?
No, I was really sort of mocked, really laughed at, because it was more. Roots sort of came back in the early 90s after that horrible decade called the 80s, right? And during the 80s, I just suffered because it was so, what I was doing, especially, I was playing alt country before there was a word called alt country, right?
Yeah.
Or Americana. I was playing Americana before there was Americana, and at that point, it was, techno was everything, or there was new wave or punk or whatever it was called. Funny, those guys are all playing alt country now, aren't they? All my punker friends have cowboy hats and sideburns now.
Talk a bit about your songwriting. Do you always have your songwriting radar up, looking for song ideas?
Yeah, endless, because I've been writing songs since I was, I've been writing songs for 38 years.
Wow.
So I always learned to scope for songs, and I was so hungry when I was younger, up until maybe 5 years ago. I was so hungry for songs that it never ended. Now I can be a little more relaxed about it, but I still carry a tape machine with me all the time, and I still put the ideas in the tape machine, and it's always full.
Is it easy to write on the road?
No, it's easier to write anywhere. I can write a song. If I get an idea for a song, I can write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you put down as your greatest strength as a songwriter?
I think I know how to keep it simple.
Yeah.
I think I know how to deliver the song and keep it. I think I'm a good editor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's been a wealth of covers of your songs by other artists. Any personal favorites?
Casey's Water in the Fuel. When we first got Casey's Water in the Fuel, it hadn't even been recorded anywhere yet. I just got a demo of it. I was in the bus. I was in my old bus somewhere coming up from Tennessee to Washington, and we stopped the bus. We couldn't believe what we were here. It was such a great thing. So that's one of them. I think Catherine did a real good job on Drive-In Movie.
Mm-hmm. Do some of the interpretations that other artists put on your songs make you think differently about how to do the song yourself?
Casey helped me a little bit with Water and the Fuel. I liked her version better than mine, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is with me is because my range as a singer is limited. When I hear somebody else can sing them, I go, oh man. You know? I would have put that note in the song if I could have sung it.
One thing about you, you've got one of the most loyal and committed fan bases an artist can have. It must give you great encouragement.
Yeah, well, and it's so not my doing. Do you know what I mean? They just showed up one day and they never left. and so you know, it's not like I contrived it, which is even better. It's not like they've been had. You know, I just played a show in Toronto before Christmas, and there was an 82, an 84, and an 86-year-old man at the show. You know, those guys aren't coming out because a publicist told them to. You know, they're tired. Right?
Tell us about the Fred heads. I've never met one myself. Are they really quite obsessive?
Well, you know, there's the Fred head movement. I always say it's smaller than it is, and then I realize it's not. Most people don't want to call themselves Fred heads, and I don't blame them. It's just a ticker. You know what I mean? It's just a name.
Yeah.
But the Fred fans, you know, what they do is they travel, which is sort of unbelievable. So when I go to Europe, I might start in Holland, and we'll keep picking up people, and they'll see every show. And right up into Scotland, they'll follow me. Right up through England, Scotland, you know, they'll come for 14 days straight. You know, and they'll do in Australia too. They'll come to every show. They'll get in planes, and this happens everywhere. I have this Texas weekend next month in Texas. They'll fly in from all over the world.
Wow.
And I was just in London before Christmas, England, and there was 2 guys from Norway, a guy from Spain, a guy from Italy had flown in, and a woman from Uganda flew in.
Wow.
To see me. I know, you're just like, really, you know? It's better than a gold record. You know?
Do they influence your show somewhat? Because you might be aware of not repeating yourself because you know this.
Yes, that's my biggest trouble is when I know they're coming every night. Well, it's good for me, but I get pissed off because I can't tell the same joke.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually I do because I just go, come on, you guys, this isn't my fault. Right? But when I'm new and fresh on the tour, I try to keep it fresh as many days in a row as I can, and I never play the same show, ever.
You are noted for your sense of humour on stage. How important is humour in music to you?
Well, right now it's especially important because, you know, I think this started in the 60s where the guy got to just stand on stage and sort of look dour and play his songs. And, you know, that was a result of Frank Sinatra and Dean, you know, the Rat Pack, and they were such great entertainers and everything. And I'm sort of back to those days where I'm all about entertainment, you know, where I think people come out and they just don't want to watch somebody just stand up there and sing anymore. That's my opinion about myself, that's for sure.
I get the impression you're at a happy medium in your career, then the widespread fame is not something you aspire to. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I thought about that. You know, I definitely don't want it. That would be a failure. You know, if I got on the cover of the Rolling Stone, I failed. You know, because I can, you know, I was sitting down in the restaurant the other night, and a guy came in, and there was a bar in my town, and I was just getting something to eat, and he said, do you think Willie Nelson can sit in the bar in his town and get something to eat? And I said, no, he can't.
No.
You know, and that's why my career's better than Willie's. You know, and so I just would hate that if I couldn't go places and do what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like adulation very much.
You're a proudly independent artist, and I'm sure having that control over your own career is a great thing. Is there a downside to it, though?
Well, I have to run it. I have to get up in the morning and make the phone calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to keep everybody going. I have to keep everybody happy if somebody's having a bad day, you know. But the downside is very small, you know, compared to the upside.
Yeah.
You know. We now have nobody outside. We have no outsiders in our company now. We have we just got rid of our booking agent. We're our booking agent now too.
So that's total independence
in North America. Yeah.
Fantastic. Does the road still have the same appeal to you after all these years?
It's different, you know. When I was a kid, we partied all the time. You know, we were on the road drinking and going crazy. And now there's work to be done, and I'm really conscious of the fact that I've been out there so long. People expect something out of me they might not have expected 20 years. They expect that good show. You know, so that's different. So it's more work. It's more work than it used to be, but it's less work. It's not as hard because I'm living good. right?
Yep.
The hotels are a little better than they used to be. You know, the vehicles are a little better, right? But the work ethic is I'm a little more focused, I'd say.
What about with your band members? Are you conscious of making sure they're always happy on the road as well?
Yeah, well, these days, I have the best crew I've ever had as a band. I've never had a crew this good, except maybe when I was first started out, and there was Willie and Ralph and I, which was many, many years ago. But the four of us, we can do a tour. We can tour 35 days straight and still have our heads up,
Now, away from music, I know you do a bit of painting. How important is you to have that second creative outlet like that?
It is now. It's very important. I just started 5 years ago. I call it crop rotation, and it's really good for me. It's been very successful, like sort of astoundingly successful, And I can't keep up with the demand, and I love doing it so much. But I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to have to do it,
Yeah. I noticed on your website you're selling off some old tour buses.
Yeah, I think they're almost gone now. I think I sold the last one yesterday.
Oh, it's gone. So have you updated yourself to more luxurious means of travel?
Well, I got rid of the buses. Just, we had that big fuel. I don't know what's going on with fuel down there, but it's just got through the roof here. And I was in Utah a couple years ago, and I was underneath my bus at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, you know what? I'm just tired of this.
Yeah.
So I went and got a brand new vehicle,
Now, you'll be down here March, April, and Australia's always been a great market for you. Have you have a theory on why you've clicked so easily with Australian audiences?
I have no idea. I think they got a little baked in the sun. I think I bet is that they're a lot like Canadians.
Yeah.
They like humor. They really like to laugh.
Yeah.
And they're quick. They're comedy's our biggest export in Canada, and the Australians they like wit, and that was always my favorite thing. And so I think there was a lot of that.
And what's on your books after you leave us?
I'm going to tour. I'm going to tour. And tour this year. There's no rest.
The show goes on.
Yeah, it just goes on.
Fred, thanks so much for taking time out to have a chat to us today. Really looking forward to seeing you down here again. You're always welcome here, you know that.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this for me, and make sure you say hello if you run into me.
Will do.
Okay, thanks so much.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
Right. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.